Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this third-party figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at, this is Ocular Max's take on a masterpiece scale groove figure. This is called PS-24 Incertus. So in this video, we're going to have a quick look how he looks with, of course, the other member of his team, which is Hotspot. And as you can already tell by the fact I've got a G1 Defensor in there, this again is going to be another absolutely ginormous combiner figure. So yeah, we're going to have a quick look, of course, with him compared to his Generation 1 self as well. Both modes. We're going to have a look at all the accessories that come with him. We're going to have a look at the beautiful packaging. And of course, let's just see how well he does look with all these other figures. So before I get started, to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if I'd hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And also to thank Shozy, because that's where this came from. And as you can see, they got it to me quickly and safely. Right, before we go any further on the box, he comes packaged in a plastic clamshell like this. Behind there are the two different faces, which again we'll have a look at. Two different, I suppose, yeah, face plates. Abundance of accessories, which again I'm going to show you how to use. But also we definitely need to look at the packaging, because these are really, they're all really nice, to be fair. They're all complete and utter total rip-offs of the original figures. And what I mean by that is there's even a tech spec on the back there with a full write-up, and they even include a tech spec decoder, which just makes me laugh, to be fair, because it's very cheeky, obviously. Now, I'm not going to be showing you the combined mode in this particular video. I'll be saving that until we get all of them, and we'll be building him all the way up. But of course, we're going to look at both modes. Lovely artwork of him in his Generation 1 cartoon appearance there on the front as well. And again, overall, an impressive looking box and figure. So this is only my second figure I've reviewed from Ocular Max. The first was, of course, the Hotspot figure you saw very briefly, which I'll bring in again in a second. And as I say, this is, again, I'm liking it because, and I know what I'm about to say might sound really obvious, especially for masterpiece collectors, but the attention to detail on this is incredible. Look at the detail there on the inside of the wheel, right down to all the grooves, even details on the tire tread. The steering wheel, of course, is fully articulated. You can twist it side to side. You can even move the handlebars. These are on ball and sockets. These that go up and down. You can't move the brakes. There's actual detail there. There's like a speedometer, a clock, a revometer, whatever you want to call them on the side. I mean, look at that. It's just, they didn't need to do that. They could have got away, to be honest, with just having that, I suppose, completely black, but the detail on it is crazy good. And again, with the engine block, I don't know too much about motorbikes, but what I do know is that looks a lot like the exterior of the particular one I'm looking at. Everything as well is tucked away really neatly. You know, there's no visible hands, no visible head, no visible anything, to be fair. Again, it's very clever indeed. The kickstand I've already put out, which of course you can see. This is for the robot mode. We'll show you this when we get to the robot mode. Same for his gun. I haven't worked out, if there is a way, guys, do let me know how to attach that in this particular mode. I haven't really worked it out, but it's not at all really important, to be honest. I'm just thinking, looking at that, maybe it will fit. Will it fit in there? I don't know if it's supposed to or not. That's the thing. I like to have a bit of a play around on my reviews. So sometimes, and again, I haven't watched anybody else's. So if I miss anything out, you've got to let me know, guys, because I don't pretend to know everything. And as I say, I want my reviews to be exactly that, you know, first impressions and genuinely that, not tainted by anybody else's review. Right, let's have a look at the instructions. And this is why I was saying that, because although it's showing the accessories there, which I've just shown you, the instructions aren't too bad, to be fair. I managed to transform this guy pretty easily. I am going to do a transformation process tutorial as well. I'll get around to doing that as soon as possible. But what I'm showing you, as you can see, there's nothing which shows you at all how to use the accessories, which is, it's a bit annoying. I imagine there's probably something on a QR code, but I'm old school. I like to see something physically in hand. There's his collector's card with all his stats, and again, his write-up on the back. And what I mean by that is I wanted to know how to attach these. And to be honest, as I say, you can't, there's nothing in the instructions. I just had a look, I had a play around, and what I managed to work out was that there is a hinge on the back of this. So if we carefully, in fact, let's fold this bit over first and foremost. Now you can separate this. And I was looking at it, I was thinking, well, how does it attach? How does it attach? And the answer is there is a hinge, which you can see right there. And if you push this in, then that will then push that out like so. So of course, I'm going to do the same on the other side, fold this over. And again, I suppose it's quite clever. It's not quite clever, it's very clever, to be fair. So you've got a choice. If you don't want the accessories and you just want the bike, then you can go with that, no problem whatsoever. If you want to add the accessories, very G1-esque, here we go. This is just going to fit onto the side nice and simple. And again, exactly that, brilliant, really good. Tucks away quite neatly, and there you go. In fact, let's fold them back up there. In fact, let's balance it that way. Let me bring in G1 groove, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. So there is G1 groove. I mean, I suppose if I wanted to be a bit pedantic, I could say I wish we had the chrome that the G1 figure had, but it's a great representation of it. It's a great representation of an 80s police bike. Anybody remember that program Chips? It's pretty much that, isn't it? Let's be honest. Size wise, again, huge. We're not talking huge like the sort of sizes the Fans Hobby figure, which to be fair is absolutely ginormous. We're not talking as big as this, which was Armada Jetfire, but still more than big enough. And I suppose the other thing to remember as well is this is just a limb, whereas obviously the hotspot figure is the main part of the body. But let's give you an idea of more figures. What have I got here? I say, you know, not too big, but at the moment I don't know what it is. You know, that's one of the Takara's riding trains, so it's nearly as big as that, to be fair. I would expect, and I did want these to be quite a bit bigger, but alas they weren't, and that's all I'm going to say on that matter. For those of you who collect mainstream figures, just to give you an idea of size, so a good thick standard, you know, Voyager size class, a lot bigger though, a lot sturdier, and a lot more going on. And I suppose just to prove and iterate that to you, there of course is industry standard Optimus Prime. Right, last few things, because I think I might have missed out some of the details on here, like the fact that the headlights are translucent, the brake lights, etc. Again, the details on this, even down to the fact that this actually moves as part of the transformation process, it's just really clever. Loads of detail on it, and as you can tell, I am genuinely impressed, and that's hopefully coming across in this review. But that is all there is to say about this particular mode. We're going to come right back, and he's going to be in his robot mode. So we're back with him in his robot mode, and I think, in all honesty, until we get all of the figures, this is the way I'm going to be displaying him. I just like the look of it, to be fair. As I say, what I really like about it, and this sounds a bit sort of maybe contradictory or maybe a little bit silly, is it's very basic and very bland looking. But for me, again, as a child, with the G1 cartoon, with the G1 toys, that's how I remember it. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact that some of the new figures we get, you know, are super detailed, etc, etc. But sometimes, exactly like that picture there, there's nothing wrong with having a bit of basic and a bit of, you know, a proper throwback to the original figures. So there he is with his original self, and again, the size difference, let's get him to stand up a bit straighter, is crazy. I also like as well as the fact that you can completely copy this. I'll bring that in a minute and show you what I mean with all the accessories, but let's just show you the detail on him. So the head sculpt is great. That will spin all the way around. You can see it's on a giant sort of mushroom peg, so it'll go all the way around, look up and down, no problems whatsoever. We can also change the expressions on the faces there, and these are the ones we've got here. Let's have a quick look. Dead simple, just slide it off. I'm not going to pop it in this video. I want to keep the length of the video down, hence the transformation process not being on either. That is, as I say, because although I said in the other part it's not too difficult, it is time consuming, and I get loads of comments from people who said they just want to see the bot and do it separately. So that's exactly what I intend to do. This is dead reflective in a really nice way. It's not, I don't know if it's chrome or vac metal, I don't think it is, but it really does seem, it's definitely not die cast, by the way, guys. It's definitely not die cast. It is definitely a plastic, but it is super shiny, super reflective. Arms all the way around, no issues. I say no issues, and I just go and catch it on the corner there. But I suppose if you really wanted to, you could, you'd still be getting things in the way. You can maneuver loads of things around here. You can maneuver the handlebars, you can maneuver these side parts. They are supposed to pretty much lie flush like that. So realistically, you know, you can go all the way around. Just watch that silver bit there. There is swivel at the bicep, swivel at the top of the shoulder. There is flexion at the bicep. There's wrist spinning rotation. There is articulation in the hands down to the fingers and the thumb. In fact, let's do this then. Let's take the gun, which is that one, and it looks like, and again, this, wow, that's so much easier than what I would class as the industry standard, you know, where you've got to find that little port and put it in. That's just slotting it in. That's super easy, and I've never seen that before, as you can tell, and I'm much more impressed with that than I am with what I am completely used to. So that's down to there. There is a waist. Is there? Yeah, wow, that's scary, but there is. It's on a ratchet. There's a waist rotation. I think these are hip skirts. Are they independent, or is it? Yes, they are. And that means you can kick the leg way past the point of 90. So you're going to be able to get, I would imagine, much more. Yeah, you'll be able to get much more than the splits with them. You can hear the ratchets inside it. Thigh cut, knee bend, all really stiff, guys. All really, really stiff, all really reassuringly stiff, but not, you know, where you're panicking as you're moving it. Ankle tilt, rock, toe tap, foot up, etc. Super articulate, looks really good. And again, although it's a police motorbike, because it says that on the side, and you've got the front of the bike there, look at the way they've managed to cover and tuck away most of the bike, to be honest. Let's be honest, they've tucked it all away, I think, really, really well. You can take the fist off like so. Ooh, pop that off there, then you can attach this again, mimicking what you could do in the cartoon, etc. There you go. It's weird because it's very small. I'm used to Blaster with his giant speakers, and of course that is not what they are going for with this at all. But the fact that they've even included it, of course, is a massive bonus. Right, let's pop this down. In fact, I'm just having a look at the faces, and maybe I should have a go at thinking. I'm sure you've got to I'll come back. I'll have a proper look at that. You can even lift the neck up and down as well. I'll have a proper look at changing the face for you. What I do very quickly also want to do, though, again, is, of course, look, if we take this out at the side, if we rotate these around like so, there we go. If we lift this up, if we rotate these around like so, there we go, clip that back into place. Then you can do, this is what I was referring to earlier, you can completely copy your G1 figure, because I love the fact that you can do that. In fact, let's go for the full-on copy. So there's the gun. You can't even see it because it's probably going to be too low. Let's attach these to the sides like so. And it's just, yeah, lovely homages. Just great for that big kid inside us all, to be fair. Yeah, I've got to push him right back there. Right, let me have a quick look how we can do this faceplate to show you as well then. Okay then, guys, I'm going to be super honest, and you're welcome to give me a thumbs down, but anybody who knows me in this channel, I don't like taking figures apart. What I mean by I'm not taking it fully apart, I don't like unscrewing stuff. It looks like what I've got to do there is lift the head, and that to me looks like there's a screw. If I'm totally wrong, please do correct me in the comments, but it looks like I've got to be able to unscrew it to be able to take the face plate off, because I can't see anything in here. You know, sometimes maybe I do think perhaps I should have a look at other people's reviews, but I don't want to, and I don't do it with anything. Even when I review DNA upgrade kits, I don't. Oh no, it's even simpler than that by the looks of it. I stand completely corrected, and as I said, I'm always learning on this channel, and I'm open and honest enough to admit if I make a mistake or an error. That is way easier than I thought it would be. You see the instructions, if they just said do that instead of showing a picture of what looks to be a screw, I've obviously not put that in straight. So let's line this up. Now, I like to learn at the same time, and to be fair, that's way easier than I thought it would be. And in fact, that's the easiest I think I've ever changed a faceplate on any figure, including main line. But there we go. Let's pop him there. Before we go into some masterpiece figures, let's give you an idea of some main line. Again, just to give you an idea of height. So he's taller than your Commander class Optimus Prime, which means he's definitely taller than a leader class Overcharge. Very quickly, I'm not going to go any lower than Voyager class for mainline, because there's 0 points, because he's obviously much taller than them. What we need to do though is bring in, funnily enough, let's bring in Devastator. Where's it? Not Devastator, Defensor. Let's bring in Defensor first and foremost. There we go. And even though he's not going to fit now because he's ginormous, there is Hotspot. Wow, I need to adjust the camera. So there we go. So poor old G1 Defensor is only just the top of his shoulders and the head taller than just the leg, just the leg of what the new one's going to be like. Hotspot, as you can see, is absolutely huge, towering over him. That is one of your Kang Toys Gold Predacons, which again is quite a bit bigger, but I've found that Kang Toys tend to be one of the biggest makers of masterpiece figures. And here we've got MP44, and do you know what, I can bring this down a little bit again, and you'll see exactly what I meant about these smaller train bots, which are there. And again, even with if I took the backpack off, this guy is way taller than him. So I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of his size and indeed scale compared to the figures that you're buying. Again, I haven't got them all, but I do try to give you as much ideas as possible with the ones that you get to see. But to be honest, there isn't really much more to say about it. I'm excited to see what this guy's going to look like, especially all combined. Very quickly, because I've not done a G1 Optimus Prime. And again, most people tend to have a G1 Optimus Prime figure, just to give you an idea of size and scale. To be honest, there you go, guys. Not much more to say at all. Very impressed with him. Can't wait to see the fully combined mode. Let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, take care.